Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother, it's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother, on past the gravy, bro.
What is going on, gang? It's Past the Gravy, bro, and we are back for another Veto episode recap tonight. It's Alex with Emma, Allison, and Pat holding things down tonight. And I would assume this episode is going to be a pretty quick recap because
nothing new.
Too long didn't read.
Race.
Taylor didn't want to be on the block. Doesn't have a final three. Thinks they're lying about Joseph. Kyle's a racist. And Michael won the veto, and there's a movie called Bros.
All right, night, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know. It wasn't a bad episode. I thought that they did a fairly decent job editing it with the time that they had.
I really just wanted to know more about how Michael kicked ass so hard on the slip inside. Like, he fell once.
Right. But that's just Michael.
Was just like literally running.
Yeah, when you saw whatever the slippery stuff is that they have, that like white foam. Crisco or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
like,
just had a straight line. Like everybody else's is all like spread around, and his sorry about that. His was just like a straight line the entire
Calm
way.
down, like Turner.
Blink twice, Emma. Blink twice.
One thing I never understood with the slip and slide type competition is why does anybody ever go for like the bigger goblet? Like Michael sometimes. In 2 seconds was like, yeah, there's not really a significant advantage, and it takes you so much time.
Sometimes.
But it takes you so much time for like that cup. It wasn't that significant of a difference.
No, on this one it wasn't.
It was just great. I think he was just unbelievable.
I think there are some where I want to say they've had taller things to fill before, and the cup would have made a difference then. Or I don't remember what they called it. It was a fucking cup versus a wine glass.
Oh yeah, the goblet.
Yeah, I don't remember what they called it. But
chalice, maybe?
Chalice? I don't know. Tumbler?
And the tumbler was the big one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wine tumbler.
Obviously it didn't make a difference this time. I feel like they usually give them a bigger thing to fill, in which case the bigger scoop would be helpful.
Todd Voss in the chat, which you can join us on after each episode of Big Brother. Just go to our YouTube channel, Past Gravy Bro. Search that. Hit that subscribe button. You can also watch us on our Facebook page as well. Todd Voss says, are they required to stay on their feet? Do you think that there would have been a benefit from sliding face first if you could keep the cup full?
How do you get up?
Feet first, maybe, because then you could do the pop-up slide.
I want to say they have had people crawl before.
Somebody has butt scooted. They were just boot scooting boogieing the whole way down.
That's what I call it.
But just you gotta think when you're doing this the whole time, like, that's
people have
sloshing
tried that
whatever.
before.
Yeah, that's
sloshing the liquid. Yeah. It's.
I think trying to get up would be.
It's easier to go slow, I think, and just hope.
I like the 1 foot thing. People use their foot as a skateboard.
Bum shuffle.
Ooh, that is what curlers use. They slide on 1 foot and just scooch with the other.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if sitting down and scooting your butt to make that center lane to clear that out, just
maybe in the beginning,
to go full force.
Or if you were really good at baseball slide, because there is that hump, you could just hit that and stand up and shoot it back.
I mean, you got to nail it every time. Just like Alex said, when you're jumping, popping up like that, you're gonna slosh. So it's you would have to be going much faster to counter, for that to be worth it.
But what if you slosh directly into the bucket?
Physics.
It would be amazing. I don't know how realistic that is.
Well,
I don't know. That competition always just there's people that just absolutely dominate it, and then there's like you kind of know who's going to win that from the get-go every single time, especially like if it's one of the, like a lot of times they let you watch it in real time. It'll be like what they end the episode with. Yeah. But I think it was pretty obvious that Michael was going to win this one from the get-go. I mean, we did know that Michael wins the veto going into this, but it looked pretty obvious.
Wins every veto.
Emma did put, that too. And Turner even called it beforehand. But Emma did point out a great observation. She was like, why the fuck are they doing rosé instead of butter? Like, it's a movie. Why would you not have butter that you're trying to put in a thing instead? Like, Bros, rosé.
They've done butter before.
Right, but just go back to that. Go back to the well. Like, it makes sense. It's movie themed.
Well, I think this one was because it was like a date night or whatever.
In the movie about rosé.
At the movies, though, you popcorn. Yeah. It's popcorn butter. It makes makes
agree.
Sense. Rosé, like it. I get what they were trying to do. Movie. What was it? Rom-com fest? Like that sounds real.
I honestly forgot that they were supposed to be festival themed at this point.
I mean, because every now and then you're like, okay, that's a good one.
That's a fest.
Dyer fest. That's funny. That's a funny idea.
And you're like, no.
Oh, I don't like the way that sounds.
Bro, butter bash.
Butterbean.
I like that.
Butterbean.
Ooh, they could have the chat. What's up, Bean?
Hey, Bean. What they should have done is they could have done it like waffle batter, and it could have been bro batter.
Huh? I mean, to be fair, that's a great way to end a date night.
There you go.
Great way.
Some baby batter bash.
So yeah, the veto, the veto. I'm just letting y'all have this one. The veto competition winner Michael got to pick 3 house guests to go watch the special screening of Bros, and they did, and they had a jolly old time. Like they didn't even give him a fucking popcorn machine. You didn't give him a fucking you want to act like it's a reward. You don't have a popcorn machine with the real butter and shit. Like,
and they all just sit on the bed right next to each other. Like
that was weird too. Like why wouldn't you want to turn the lights off? I would be like, we're turning the lights off. I'm sitting on this couch. Just shut up.
I don't know. Also, is this like a movie that's advertised for?
This is the first ad I've seen.
No, it's been advertised for a long time.
Oh,
like Billy Eichner
at some award.
At some award show, Billy Eichner came and like he was presenting an award, and it was the Oscars.
Which was like in April.
Yeah, he like was wearing a baseball jersey that said Bros, and he was like, it's the first movie where the entire cast is openly gay. It's also weird that they keep dancing around like from the people that brought you Trainwreck and forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's like just say Judd Apatow. Just say Judd Apatow.
Oh, they focused on his name at the end. They spent like a solid 5 seconds on his name.
Why don't they just say from Judd Apatow?
It takes away from Pride Fest.
I wasn't sure the whole even though they said it beforehand, the whole trailer and every bit they showed, I was like, is that Billy Eichner? Because him not doing the voice, I can't recognize that as him. Like when he's not screaming. When he's not screaming, yeah, or like he was in Parks and Rec, he screamed the whole time. When he's just
name one woman.
Voice. Is that what you like? You like tough guys that wrestle? Now that would have been, I would have been like, oh, that's Billy Eichner in that movie.
But that's not romantic.
I did like it looks like they're fighting in that one scene they showed, and there's that big group of guys playing football that were like, hey, fellas, whoa, break it, they're smooching. You see a fight, you're like, let's break it up, these strangers.
You know, that group of athletic straight men were very okay with the public. I mean, I was going to say public PDA, but that is redundant.
2022. All love, dog.
All love. Love is
also,
love.
We don't know yet what city this movie takes place in. If it was in Birmingham, yes, I would be surprised.
Oh no.
It looks like New York.
Probably New York.
I'm sure it's Chicago or New York or
there's like
Seattle
a park
could be San Fran.
We'll just go
probably New York.
Park.
Yeah, it's just places with a park. Could be anywhere. One of those things.
I mean, the Top Gun and Bros are like the movies where you're just like, hey, let's just get the boys together, get shirtless, go to the park, play a little game of football, huh?
Top Gun, they were on the base.
Well, go to the beach. I think they play dog tag football in the new one.
Someone
I
got
haven't
to
seen.
a base.
I read,
That was so stupid. That was so
they got
stupid.
to a couple bases there.
It's set in Jersey City.
Jersey City. Okay, nailed it.
So
Nailed it.
basically, New York.
Principal photography was set to begin on June 27th,
I saw that.
2021
Buffalo.
in Massachusetts.
Buffalo.
Well, no,
Pat,
not
you
just
see this movie breaking box office records in the Bible Belt states.
not so much. You can't just say it was in Massachusetts. It was in Provincetown, Massachusetts. If you know anything about Provincetown, it is like the gay city of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Nobody knows anything about
Provincetown?
Two of us on this podcast knew. So
Two of us don't.
I don't know a lot about Massachusetts.
Shush.
Excuse
Shush.
me.
I mean,
How far
yeah,
from the Freedom Trail is it?
Provincetown is pretty well known as gay as can be.
Oh.
It's like saying that you don't know Fire Island is gay.
No, I will stick up for them a little bit.
Allison,
The only
so excuse
reason-
me for not knowing.
The only reason
color
I
or
know about
sexuality.
it. The only reason I know is because I've got family up there, and we visited one time when I was like 12, and I was walking around like, man, a lot of pride flags around here.
I feel like I
Then
didn't know what
they-
a pride flag was when I was 12.
Well, I'm just a little more advanced.
I feel like I would have been like,
Maybe
there's a lot of rainbows everywhere.
I mean, I probably said rainbows.
There's rain over here.
Real happy town.
I only know because basically all my friends are gay.
Well, then you
I'm
would
very
know.
much, my friends are either married or gay or both.
They'll love this movie.
It's going to be
They're-
great.
yeah, they're probably gonna love Bros.
I learned a little bit about geometry.
There you go.
Stop it.
That was good. That was
Learn a little bit about
Um,
biology and where Germany is.
good. This is not common knowledge, as being most people only know about San Francisco.
I think I am
I mean-
educated. I think it's common knowledge within like the gay community, and or if you live in Massachusetts, that's about it.
Okay.
Okay, well, maybe we should talk about Big Brother.
Yeah, I mean, well, I
Maybe.
mean, again, we don't have a lot to cover. We covered this a bunch
I
on
know.
Sunday's show. Michael wins the veto, and after that, he's like, "Yo, so me and Brittany are safe, but like, fuck Kyle, fuck Kyle. We don't like him.
And we're gonna ruin it.
What if we just ruined his game and just tanked it right now?
Not even his game, his life.
That.
I mean,
too.
he ruined his life. Let's
Yeah.
be real. But
I'm not justifying anything Kyle said. I don't think what Kyle said was right. And I get like being like, yo, well, maybe we make some people aware of this. The timing, odd. Turner even kind of said something at the end. He's like, that's funny that you use it like when you're like you might be the next one up. Like that's weird.
yeah.
But,
Taylor's like, week 5?
Yeah,
I
Taylor knew
feel
like all that.
They said something about how like I've known this for like this has been like a 2-week thing of information that I've had. Is that check out? Has it only
I feel
been
like
2
it was
weeks?
longer. I feel like it's been
This is
longer.
week 8.
I feel like
So
it's been 2 weeks.
3 weeks.
Well, I
I
feel like
like-
he said it, but it was probably longer.
Yeah, he made it seem like it wasn't as long as
Yeah.
it was because it's like, oh, also I've held on to this for a month and I haven't told you guys
Right.
because optics, am I right?
We're leveraging it.
Because like I feel like, especially with the house splitting last week, you do have a little bit of give and take, and like they didn't like if it were legitimately 2 weeks, I could see like obviously the timing's still shitty with like waiting until they're safe, but I think 2 weeks with that house split doesn't seem super far off of like a wait time because you don't want to jump down somebody's throat right away if that's not what they mean. They gave him a chance to clarify and he doubled down. And, you know, then they had to get talked to by production because of the optics. And then they had to be upset about it.
Bean says, remember there was the split house, so it's been about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Bean knows this stuff better than us. So
Who else said that?
Suck it, BB.
yeah. Yeah, it all blends together. But it's weird to me because like they made it seem like, well, you know, I mean, we were against it, and it was like you were against it only because of the optics, though. Like that was pretty much like you didn't say like I disagree with this. You're like but just the optics.
They were for it until production talked to them.
Really?
They didn't commit to. I
Yes.
mean, Michael did say like Kyle never said we need to have an all-white alliance. He never said like fuck the not whites. He just mentioned like
clip that. Clip that.
No, but I'm saying like they were trying to be like, look, we're giving a benefit of the doubt, like we're giving a benefit of the doubt. It was like they like because then Kyle goes, look, well, they're twisting my words. I don't think they're twisting his words, like they're pointing out what he said because he did say, like, the cookout, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What if that were to be a thing, What if?
Yeah.
Which I understand him being scared of that possibility in a house where everything is run by paranoia.
Yeah, but you would expect there to be a little bit more evidence than what they were getting from. Like, I'm sure Taylor is working so closely with Jasmine and Terrence.
Yeah.
They seem like besties.
And Terrence is going up every week. Like the cookout, the always had their past.
Kind of last year. Like Derek F didn't do shit in that house, but like he was thrown up on the block as a pawn all the time to make nobody suspect anything. So it's like, I don't know, maybe they're trying to act like they're not as tight. And I'm not justifying what he did, but like I understand like seeing the cookout and like it is a game of paranoia. And like yes, it was his unconscious biases. Is that what the word I'm looking for? That was probably what led him to believe that. And then the cookout, boom, this could happen. Maybe this is happening. And you're just running through ideas. You don't fucking verbalize that shit and start an alliance against it.
To choose to not say it to Turner and Alyssa, he must known that it was uncomfortable for other people beside. Like, I don't know why he trusted Brittany and Michael with that, like, nugget of awfulness and like not his girlfriend and his best friend.
He did try to bring it up with Turner, and every time he talked to Turner about it, he phrased it in a way of like, when we get to the 7, or do we take it to the 7, or something like that. And Turner's response was always like, yeah, the pound, man. Like, he was very like pound loyal. He was like, yeah, the people that get cut are the ones that turn on the alliance. And so Michael and Kyle had a conversation around the pool table where Kyle was like, yeah, I'm going to stop pushing. He doesn't seem into it. And Michael was like, are you sure? Like, they were in it. Like, ugh. Ugh, they were in it. And like, I get it. I get that it is a game of paranoia. It is a game of like observing what's happened in the past to like try to predict patterns in the future. But even if it weren't regarding like a really successful alliance that had to do with race, if you're just spouting out paranoia without evidence in the game,
key.
You're gonna get cut.
If you had like
bad for everyone's game, if you're like,
regardless of
everyone's working together, like
you got to have the evidence to say something like that. Like you got to be like, okay, these people have gone up, and then you see them talking alone, and but he was just like, yeah, but like, I mean, they look alike. It could happen.
What if?
Like, fuck, Kyle.
I mean, like, there's some of the people who've gone out. Not so much.
Bean says a good argument to look at is the non-black house guest in BB23. They never suspected the cookout, but they could have. I do agree with you on that, but also like the people going into the house this season saw that season. And so they're like, well, we did just see it. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but it's like, I don't think it's wrong at all to like, okay, well, like that could be a thing. Again, that could definitely be a thing because like when Taylor did the whole, like, I can't put Jasmine up. I can't put Jasmine up because I promised myself I was never going to put.
I think that's really different.
Woman up. I'm not saying it's the same thing, but it's like I understand like where you Kyle and you have those unconscious
you're
biases.
Already
like, boom,
paranoid.
Yeah,
about
like then your spidey senses tingle a little bit more, and he's wrong and all of that. But like being like, okay, well they did that in the cookout, and like they're watching out for people, and I mean I know Terrence was on the block, I believe in Taylor's HOH week, but like I still think like seeing the cookout and going and being like it is a thing that's happened before. It could like Big Brother is a copycat type game. It's a game where people see something and they try and recreate like the bomb squad and all of that again. I don't think Kyle is completely wrong in having those thoughts. It's like trying to act on like, well, what if we just got all the whites together? Like that's the worst part.
Yeah.
Bean says people in Big Brother 24 also saw seasons 1 through 22 with white alliances, but never highlighted them.
Kyle was a recruit and said that he had only watched, I think he's only seen Big Brother 23. I think Joseph also has only seen Big Brother 23, except what he took out of it was, loyalty in an alliance works. Whereas Kyle took, they gotta work
They
together.
might be after Whitey.
Oh, Kyle.
So I don't think that Kyle did see a lot of other alliances because his only, I don't think I could name any other alliances that were in 24. And so like
For 23, yeah, they didn't really
Yes,
have.
yeah,
All the alliances were the cookout side alliances to just get people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
it
so
worked.
like he didn't watch seasons 1 through 22. He didn't see the committee level 6. He didn't see the brigade.
I mean, that's kind of on him. If you're a recruit, you have enough time to watch that shit. You should go back and study that stuff. And
clearly, like Taylor has done. She was a recruit, and she's done like mad research. She knows a lot about the show.
Taylor, I wouldn't think was like, I didn't know she was a recruit.
Know.
And even when you hear her talk,
her research,
like she knows the history of Big Brother pretty well.
Yeah.
So like you would never assume she was a recruit. Like it is frustrating as people that watch season after season after season to just be like, you don't fucking have any clue what's going on. Like when Indy didn't really know what the fucking veto was. And I was like, what are you doing here? What are you doing?
I mean, even Amira hadn't seen it before. She was a recruit. She had never seen it before. And it was infuriating when she got to the spot where she was like, oh, I didn't think this game be this easy. Because like, man, yeah. If you think it's easy, you're out. And then she was.
Yeah.
And then she was.
Exactly. Kenya wants to know if Kyle and Alyssa were together. I mean, there's nothing really that we haven't already talked about in the episode besides that, like, Brittany and Michael tell Monty and Taylor, then they tell Turner, then Turner's like, do I put up Kyle?
Alyssa.
And then they told Alyssa. Yeah, they told Alyssa about that too. Let's get into the spoilers portion. If you don't want to know spoilers, there's not really any significant spoilers, so don't worry about it. But if you want to tune out now, at Pass the Gravy Bro on Twitter, I'm at Alex J. Milton. Allison's at Affable Allison. Emma is at Little EM Tweets, and Pat is at Not Pat Dion. Give us a follow there. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pass the Gravy Bro, and go like our Facebook page. We will be back tomorrow. But if you want to hang out through some spoilers, just hang tight.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
All right. Kenya wants to know if Kyle and Alyssa are still together. No, they're not together, but they've been together. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think when I see that it happened within 12 hours. Like they broke up and then like hooked up within 12 hours. Like she has zero willpower.
No.
Especially because it's not good. Like, cool, he doubled his time to 20 seconds. Woo.
You broke up with the racist, but you also fucked the racist.
Yeah, you had breakup sex with a racist. And now
Again,
you're taking a pregnancy test. For the knowing.
Yeah, they have given her a pregnancy test. So Alyssa loved him and left him.
You know, they say if you love something, you let it go.
Let it go. And if
comes
it
back, it's
fucks
yours.
you again,
and that's how you know.
then you own it.
It's for keeps,
You let it go and then you fuck it again 12 hours later just to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did say that they weren't. Yeah, she said that they weren't getting back together.
Alyssa's.
I think their like breakup conversation made me laugh because I think what she said was like, I don't think we should leave the house in a relationship. Okay.
Well, she's got some brains.
Yeah. Also, she like laid it down for him, was like, she deserves somebody who's going to stick up for her and like be there for her, like, which was like very true. But like, I mean, she didn't
care about
punches.
She didn't care about any of that until somebody threw out the word racist.
I mean, she needs to go back and watch the season and just kind of be like, all right. And again, it is a game. So like, yeah, I understand that. But like, I think Kyle's feelings for Alyssa have always been real. I don't really think that he's never like,
I don't know. He
think
was
he's
just
led her
so
on.
horny.
So bored and horny.
Yeah, he was bored and he was really horny, and that happens, right? You know, it's just guy stuff. But I think that Nick says, "Do you think Turner will be the rebound?"
I think he'll be the emotional.
That would be hilarious.
Emotional rebound. Crying Turner.
He would never in his life. He would never in his life risk Megan Belmonte.
Oh, that's right.
Forgot.
His queen.
Darn.
Yeah.
His queen.
I love a good rebound. BB rebound.
Yeah, this is like the first time I think there's been like a breakup in the house.
I want to say so.
What if Monty was the rebound?
Just so she's like, look, I'm not Kyle.
Although I think Monty's into Taylor now.
Oh, I would have thought Monty would have done it just to, for lack of a better phrase, stick it to Kyle. Well, he was.
Who's racist now, bitch?
Ashley wants to know why they're not using condoms. Is he afraid he will come before he gets it on? Well, Ashley, sometimes the sensation.
No, we've all talked.
Sometimes the sensation is different
about how he would probably benefit.
Yeah,
2 ways from putting one on.
Even Taylor said that she like counted the condoms and like nobody had used any in the house. And Alyssa was like, "Ooh, oh no."
Maybe because of his background, he doesn't know about them.
Bean says Kat and Jackson broke up after making love during week 0. That doesn't count because we didn't see it on the feeds.
Yeah.
Wasn't there somebody? There was another person who was like really, really. Was it Mark and Dominique? There was somebody else that like they went on like a date before the feeds turned on, and then somebody was very jealous.
Oh, Elena.
No.
It was the person that they went on the date with. I don't know if it was them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
No idea.
Good input, me.
But yeah, Kat and Jackson, I don't know if they dated. I think they definitely banged, according to sources, before that season started. And then he was like, you know what? I'm just going to date Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she got with Nick.
Remember, speaking of like unconscious biases, remember the very first episode? I think that was one of the first times we did the podcast. Like the podcast was maybe that was the first year we did it. But I remember like just like when we saw Jackson, we're like, that guy's probably gonna pick these people.
America's gonna hate that
because Jackson won that first HOH thing, and he got to pick 4 people, I think, to banish or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, it was like the black people and the old guy.
Black people, old guy. That's exactly what he was gonna do. And like,
I guess Ogie, who is not black, but
and didn't
he like and old guy, and it was like we were joking. We were like, I remember with Chris, he was like, "You don't really think he's gonna do it?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm just saying." Like looking at Jackson.
Oh, absolutely.
Just a thought, and it was like, wow.
Wasn't his reasoning though like he just put up everybody that also raised their hand to try and to volunteer to be the first HOH?
Yeah.
Yeah, the optics again, as Michael and Brittany would say.
His
optics
don't matter.
Maybe that just lined up well for him.
I think he would have done that anyway.
Unconscious.
Might have.
Subconscious. Unconscious.
I think it's both.
I don't know. Camp Comeback was cool, but it was also really shit. If Indy can be black, Cliff can be black too.
I love the fact that it cracks me up that Kyle kept grouping Indy in.
Yeah.
Well, it just makes it more problematic. It's like, but like not just people of color, also foreigners.
Yeah, it like goes beyond just racism.
Like, damn it, dude!
Like,
come on,
xenophobia.
He was close to using pure white.
Box real quick.
No. And Jasmine with her accent is 2 boxes. Like I'm not really sure about her. She sounds.
I mean, and he didn't even get into religion.
Which
She's like, what, you're Hindu? Oh, no.
I thought he was going to be so into Indy before the game started because all of his TikToks about Brazilian women.
Yeah. So he's a liar.
He
He
was
likes to look. He doesn't like to touch.
No touching. Well,
maybe, I don't know.
He touches Alyssa. She's
Yeah.
not Brazilian.
Creepy into Brazilian women, like fetishy, like to an extreme. TikToks about it, and I was like, oh, he's gonna go for you, Kyle. There's somebody in there. But no, he thinks she's black.
and she's dead to him.
But again, I think that's the unconscious bias trying to just group everybody. You guys are like, well, I mean, Indy hasn't really made sense in this. You know what? No, Indy, we're going to count Indy as black. We're going to move Indy in this. So, like, obviously, Indy's working with them. I was like, that doesn't, nope.
I mean, he really, like, cherry-picked anybody who might face adversity or, like, slightly be marginalized. So it was like, Indy would be the first Brazilian winner. There's only ever been like one black winner. Oh, there's never been like, I forget where Joseph is from, but like
Ferners and non-Christians.
Ferners.
Not Kyle's cup of tea, says Brock.
Pretty sure Joseph is from Florida. How many Floridians have won?
No, he said you butt.
And also we didn't mention though, but just how the BB voice changed to super serious.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
Dude, what a solemn sign off.
Check out the house meeting next week.
Like, but it didn't sound like that.
I tried to like.
Check out the house meeting.
Yeah, it was like very like.
Okay, you sound like you're doing Hank Hill.
That's
Tell
kind of
you
sound
what.
out.
There's a house meeting next week.
Bobber.
A little bit.
Check out the house meeting.
Bag of it.
Dang it, Boomhauer, there's a house meeting. Shut up.
I talked about that show today.
Still good.
Nick says, do you think Kyle might have been trying to bring up the cookout to play on Michael and Brittany to get Alyssa with stronger players in an alliance? Use
Not
racism
consciously.
to bring an alliance together?
That would be a good move. I don't know if he's capable of coming up with that good of a plan.
Yeah, I think he would have to be, if he were going to do that, he would have to be playing on Michael and Brittany's biases that they had, I guess, but are hiding the whole thing is messed up. But like,
wouldn't work, but like it would be super more problematic when he gets out of the house. But like, what if he was trying to like last ditch effort stay in the game? Should be like, I didn't say that. That was what they said to me.
who?
Like he should have tried and be like, no, Brittany and Michael told me that.
Gotcha.
That's exactly like that's their words that they're saying. They said that to me, and then Monty and Taylor like, wait.
I bet he thought about it. I bet, like, in that panic he was having, he was like, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, okay, I got to turn on them. And then I can't turn on them. I'm on TV at 24/7.
Apparently, he and Brittany got into, like, a screaming match before their house meeting. I want to see that.
I want to see that.
They kept cutting feeds. Feeds have kind of sucked this week.
And, like,
it's mostly just, like, him moping around, and then occasionally, like, there was a Monty conversation with him yesterday that was pretty... It was
hard
like
hitting, lots of tears.
A lot came out of it.
Away from that
but
too.
Yeah,
because they plan on doing.
Stop going to the kitchen. Just let me see what's happening.
They probably plan on doing the entire episode on it with literally nothing else in it, and they're like, "Well, we got to cut the feeds so that this is the only place everyone can see it."
It does. So in the house meeting, it sounded like, I guess, Terrence yelled at Brittany and Michael for not telling him, and I guess like letting other people tell him. But Monty asked them to not tell him because he wanted to be the one to tell Monty, or he wanted to be the one to tell Terrence. So Terrence like apologizes afterwards. I think that was on feeds where Terrence apologizes to like Brittany and is like, would have been great if Monty had stopped me and told me that's why you didn't tell me.
That's true.
Kenya says, I think Michael and Brittany had unconscious bias and that they thought about it. It just so happens that it also benefits their game.
Oh, for sure.
And Bean says Allison is correct about Monty. He also is asking if we have seen Kyle's apology to her. I
caught one show.
I saw Monty and then I saw the Taylor one, but mostly I just saw Taylor's reactions because it kept kind of cutting in and out.
I just saw the Monty.
Taylor did not seem super impressed, but she was trying to go along with it. And again, like if as a white dude, I wouldn't expect everybody of color to just like explain racism and why it's wrong to me. Like that's not their burden. That's a choice that they can make if they want to do that. But like white people shouldn't just be like, hey, so about racism, what are you like? Why don't you explain it to me and explain why it's wrong? Like that's not Taylor or Monty or
justify it. Justify your stance on
that's not any of their responsibility. So like I can completely see like wow, that's fresh and like within days of them knowing about this stuff, like it's like they don't owe you anything. And I thought Monty having that conversation with Kyle, like you can tell that like he was like, I'm not mad at you. I think he, like, along the lines of what he says, like, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at your thought process. Yeah. And like Kyle's like, I love you. Like, like you, like they have a genuine friendship. And he's even said multiple times. That's a weird thing to say
in that moment. Like that makes
I don't know. Monty was fucking crushing it. Like it was.
I love you, but I don't love your skin color. That's what that sentence sounds like.
Somebody cut that too.
Bean says, will Kyle sustain his wokeness after he returns to heavily conservative in Mormon Utah? You know he's going to live in LA. No. They all live in LA right after they finish. He's going to
but he's also
there's a place for him. Someone will hire him.
He's got nothing to sustain anyway.
Alex Jones will hire him.
There's a place for him.
The groveling apology tour isn't real anyway. He's like crocodile tears crying to everybody.
Him saying I'm sorry is weird because it's like you did something, but it's like you can't say sorry for that.
He's also talking to therapy in the diary room, apparently. And I think I feel like I've never been to therapy, but like I think that like when you're trying to process the way like your thought process, and maybe they've been working with him on that, so he doesn't have all the stuff, he hasn't sorted through it all just yet, but he's trying to let them know like I'm working on this right now, guys. Like I think that it's very difficult to immediately walk it back and completely understand everything like that, and it seems like it would be much easier. But I think if your thought process has been that way, and the way he was explaining it with Monty was like, I mean, and it didn't justify it, but it was like, I only had like 5 black people that went to my school and stuff like that. And then Monty's like, well, I went to a school that had, I was one of a handful of black people, and just kind of
our high school
sharing. Yeah, it was. I mean, Cinco Ranch was not super duper diverse. No. But I also don't think that I would go and try and make an all white alliance.
You would not say that.
I think I would try and make an all-white alliance if I went on Big Brother, though.
White alliance.
Well, and I don't think that I would use that as like a what.
I'm gonna go after the whites.
I've never seen a black person before, so like, what do you expect me to do? Like, that's stupid. It's stupid. I don't know. Apparently he apologized during the House meeting and like said, like, admitted that his thoughts were rooted in race and bias, which like. That's owning up to it, I guess. Yeah. But it was so fast after it happened. It sounds like he just repeated what they told him in the DR, like that they were like, go out, say this, da da da. Like I don't think it's really from him.
Bean says Alex and Allison went to high school together. Yes, we did.
And me.
Pat. Emma's the only one that didn't go to high school with us.
Alex, I first met Alex. Oh yeah, I first met Alex at Midnight Rodeo teen night.
Yeah,
freshman year.
The whitest sentence I've ever heard.
Right.
at the Katie Mills Mall.
It gets better.
Yeah, it does.
You would go to a teen night.
That's what we had to do.
There was nothing else to do.
I went one time and a girl started dancing with me and I stopped after like 18 seconds because I got really embarrassed. and I just like walked away and left her on the dance floor.
Because
I
you're
didn't.
like Kyle, and you came in your pants.
I was just like, yeah, I don't want to do this, and I just like walked away.
Teenage
I
Pat.
felt so bad later. I was like, man, what a dick thing to do, but I just felt so awkward. I couldn't handle it.
It's so funny, man. You couldn't pay him to be a teenager.
Pat probably got a
What do you mean got one? I lived with one.
Permanent.
I was
Contact the
15.
doctors if it's longer.
He was
than
bricked
4
up
hours.
permanently.
Not if you're 15.
my God.
Has a mind of its own.
I don't know where we're going with this one now.
No, it derailed, but I don't know. Oh, Terrence is still pushing to send Taylor home right now, I guess.
Because
Wow, he
I
hates
believe
her.
he said that Kyle can't learn
Grow.
if they send him out. And it's like, well,
yeah,
then he
they
could be
need
in
to
the
keep
jury
him
house.
so he can grow and learn. And Monty's
Also-
response,
And he'd have to go back to 3 POCs and be like, yeah, so they kicked me out because I was
Whoa!
kind of racist.
Also,
Yeah,
but
how's
also
he
then
gonna explain it to them, the Julie thing, like I need to see it.
I wish, like, do you miss Jasmine being able to weigh in on this? I just don't understand. I was madder than a bee in a horn and a half.
She would be really mad for a second, and then she would forgive him.
she did also. She said on the feeds that all of her friends are white, and she said it was one of those things where it sounded very similar to like when girls are like, "I don't get along with other girls. Like
Oh,
they're so
yeah.
catty. I'm a guy's girl." But yeah, she was like, "I just don't connect with other people of color. I'm like only friends with white people." And I was like, "What?" I don't know. It felt strange. But yeah, Monty,
Weird thing to brag about.
right? But yeah,
We're the
Monty
worst.
Monty told Terrence, well, he should have consequences for his actions, and it's not like he's going to jail. So I think it's fine if he goes to jail.
He's gonna be worse than jail. People
Also-
on Twitter are gonna be mad at him.
or you
But
could
he
just
won't
keep him in the
know.
house. Keep him in the house
Oh,
because
he'll
nobody's
know.
going to vote for the racist.
I just like. Do you think we're
Still
gonna
get
have
money in the
like?
end.
Do you think there's gonna be like
Yeah,
blowback? Not blowback from this, but like there's gonna be future players that go in. Do you think that there's just gonna be a white guy that like, since it's like 50-50, he's gonna be in the storage room and like Emma walks out and he's like, "Fuck her, right? Am I right? Like fuck Whitey." It's like, all right, dude, you're really pushing too hard.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, because I feel
I
like
actually came into this game. My plan was to be the only white guy, and
I only
other
want to
than
work
me,
with people
all
of
POC
color.
alliance,
I feel like
all right?
Richie was trying to do that with the women in the beginning. He was like, "I will never put up a woman on the
Oh,
block," and then
absolutely he
woman,
was.
But I think there's going to be people like that. I think there's going to be more people like Kyle.
Yeah, I feel
Just
like
probably quieter.
No,
I-
I think people are still going to be like, "Hey, have you noticed something?" And it's like, no, man, you can't do that.
I don't know. I feel like the people who think that he's right are not going to change their minds, and so they will continue to be vocal about it. However, I do think that the way that it's being handled in the House by both, I mean, maybe more realistically, the way that it's being handled in the House by the other white people being like, "No, fuck that. That's weird. Don't say that," is like, I think that's going to be a deterrent. And like the people of color in the House that like they're being very gracious and very nice and very understanding and like
Yeah.
having conversations with him that they don't need to be having. And if they were to react in another way, they would just get like shit on for, well, he didn't mean it like that. Like,
Yeah.
so their reaction is going to be, I don't know, like analyzed and shit on either way. But like the fact that the white people are the ones that are like, meh.
Well, also, I mean, the two white people that exposed it benefited their games the most. So, like, let's not forget that. Let's not forget that they waited and sat on this
But yeah, it'd be
until
really weird.
they could fuck him over because they knew they were kind of at the bottom at that point.
It would be weird to be locked in a house and then find out that your friend's racist and you're like, okay, I guess we have to talk about it.
What if they had a season where you had to find the person that wasn't
I didn't
racist?
know this about you.
It's like everybody was low key.
Everyone's racist except for
like,
one person. This
it's like
seems
that
terrible.
mole show. It's like, who's the not racist?
I recently rewatched that on Netflix.
Did you know it's coming back?
I did see that.
Whoa.
Is it still? It's not Anderson Cooper hosting, is it? I love him.
Did he host the old one?
Yeah, he did.
Old Andy Coop.
The 2000s, man.
Little old Coops.
Coopster.
The little
Yeah,
mini
so,
Coops.
Silver Fox.
So rough week for Kyle, and there's I would say a 100% chance he goes home tomorrow.
Unless Terrence gets his way.
Terrence is not going to get his way.
Not gonna happen.
Never does.
Not gonna happen. It like this week was like I think people learned a lot. I think there were like actually like very good conversations that happened in between when they got cut out of the feeds because they didn't want us to see. And like I understand like trying to be like, all right, well this kid's gonna get fucked when he gets out of the house. So like let's make sure that we don't have any added ammo for other people. And then they edited it together. And I mean, they had to condense it into a 10-minute segment, really. So you're not going to get all the detail of it. But I don't know. I thought Big Brother did a fairly good job editing tonight and still showing us what went on. Obviously, a lot more went into that, but like it's been like we were texting on our group chat before that just like I've been kind of tuned out of the feeds because there's like every time you tune in, it's you're watching a conversation, it's going in and out of being cut, and then it's just awkward Kyle like moping around, working out next to Monty in the backyard or something like that. Like they haven't been very fun feeds, and I mean I understand. I understand why, but it's just kind of like it's gotten me to kind of tune out this week on the feeds just because like since Sunday we've pretty much known who's going home.
Yeah.
And we'll
it's
get
also
to
like
meat on the episode.
The conversations are hard to watch too. Like when they are showing the conversations, it's like it is uncomfortable. And it's facing experiences that we haven't had or like are privileged to not. Also, yeah, I saw that and I kind of laughed about it. Being said, come on, y'all know someone racist in your past. How did you handle it? And I would say, of course, we knew someone racist in our past. I would say we still know racist. We live in Texas. And I would say that
I usually sit on that information for 2.5 weeks and then wait until I can benefit the most from telling somebody about their racism. And then that's when I drop the bomb. I don't know about you guys. What do y'all do?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the playbook now.
I think a lot of times
I say no to racism, and I say, hey,
people say racist joke, I tell them to explain it to me. Yeah. I don't get it.
No. Alex is always really good at going, hey, no.
We don't say that. We don't say that. We don't say that.
Puppy dogs them.
I'll play Xbox with people. I'm like, no. Hey.
About you.
We don't say things like that. This isn't that kind of place. Somebody did say something one time that was just like, wow, dude, you dropped that in front of me. And I was just like,
No, we don't say that here.
And everyone was like, I was really proud of you for doing that. I was like, well, I mean.
Yeah, because it was someone you knew and I didn't know. And
instead
of
being
I'm
just.
going to have to Karen out. And then you were like, no.
Okay.
I always try and not be combative about it and not be like, hey, fuck you, you fucking racist piece of shit. But like, just be like, if you hear that enough, you're like, okay, maybe.
That guy's
at least I don't say it around Alex now.
Which isn't any better.
Which is a start. Is it not?
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it
eventually,
is.
if you get them to not say it in front of everybody, one person at a time, it'll take a while, but they'll stop saying it.
I mean, if you don't say it at all, then they're not going to know that you have an issue with it. So at least in ing them, they know that somebody has a problem with it.
Them.
And it's not, you just dolphin them. And they'll know that not everybody's okay with it.
Emma's AirPod died. So that means this is probably a good
I'll just talk louder.
She said she'll just talk louder. So yeah, that's pretty much the episode and 4 white people talking about racism. If that's what you were tuning in for, I think you got it. But give us a follow on Twitter at PassGreeBro. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Allison's at Affable Allison. Emma's at Little EM Tweets, and Pat is at Not Pat Dion. Tomorrow night, it's going to be Allison and Pat running the show. I have I will be at a pregnant bikini contest for the Rod Ryan Morning Show. The world famous pregnant bikini contest going down. Supporting moms. But I will be at a work event. Allison and Pat are going to hold things down, so check them out and watch Allison kind of run the show because I'm giving her the controls and she's going to be answering all your stuff. So see how that goes. And hopefully, I'm wishing you guys the best of luck, and I'm excited to watch it back. This will be the first Pass Grade Bro I have not been a part of, so very excited to check that out.
It's my show now.
I'm gonna throw it on YouTube on my way home, and I'll be like, okay, and I'm gonna judge the fuck out of it.
You should.
I'm like, there wasn't enough people of color in this one.
You didn't when you should have.
All right, guys, please give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pass Your A Bro on YouTube, and go like our Facebook page. You guys are the best. Kyle's gone tomorrow, and we'll see what Allison and Pat have for y'all then. But until then, you guys have a great rest of your night, and don't forget to pass the gravy, bros.
Big brother, it's big brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On Pass the Gravy Bro.